And hello again, Speed Gaming fans. We are back with more ALTTPR League action. I am Cool Papa Bell 2282, and alongside me is Gilgamesh. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I am excited to watch some more racing. I am not playing in League this year myself, but I've been enjoying watching the races at least.
Yes, and we have got some boss hunt today, which, for those who haven't watched any races here in week 2, we're on a Triforce hunt. Except it's not much of a hunt because the Triforce pieces are on the 10 regular bosses in the game, plus also behind Ice Armos and at the top of GT. And we've got to collect 10 out of those 12 to be able to defeat Ganon.
So we've got Jay Masha representing Risky and Terrible Gambits today versus Structural Mike representing Usedbow. Risky and Terrible Gambits into the Invitational. I believe new team to League in general, actually. Let me double check that. No, sorry, they played an Open last year, in Invitational this year. Usedbow, Structural Mike used to be part of Last Locationeers, but currently this year joining Telthar and Gem on Usedbow. Just a pretty formidable team there. They won both of their first week matches. Meanwhile, Risky and Terrible Gambit's hoping to get a win on the board here today.
Yep, and Jim Masha finding some 20s on the bush crab there. Pretty convenient.
Bunch of farming happening here on both sides.
Yeah, despite getting those 3 bombs in Sank, I think to me I would have foregone farming altogether at that point and just said, I've got bombs to go to CAC, let's do it. But, you know, you never know when that cash is going to come in handy.
Yeah, I don't hate having the money, but I mean, with the bush crabs, having the 20s, it would have been pretty easy to grab the ones from the forest, but you never know, right? It's hard to say. But I do hate going to Kakariko with $0 because you're probably going to leave Bottle Vendor in that case. We got a shovel and a cane there in Blind's hut.
And there we saw a fun feature of Boss Hunt. The bosses drop Triforce pieces as the dungeon prize, so the regular dungeon prizes are just sort of seeded throughout the world.
Yeah, it makes you stop and pause and think for a second, because most of them are, the blue crystals are just totally useless, because GT is open by 0 crystals, so you can just get in there anyway. But green pendants still have some value, red crystals still have some value, because they do open up the Saha check and Pyramid Fairy, respectively. And obviously, getting the 3 pendants unlocks Pedestal, just in case. Looks like we picked up a sword in the well.
So that early cane is interesting, but not particularly useful. We can't really get to any place that requires it just yet, but...
Yeah, it is nice to have earlier, because, it unlocks some tricks and stuff that makes dungeons faster, so... Certainly not upset to find it. And it is a weapon.
And one thing you're always trying to suss out in this mode is which dungeons am I going to be able to finish the fastest. So, you sort of start thinking about, okay, well, now I can get through TR and Meyer. Are those the best options? TR is almost never the best option, but sometimes the only one you've got.
But yeah, it's true. TR or Kane does hard lock 2 dungeons and potentially a third piece as well, depending on if the GT big key is on the right side of GT, which would lock the Moldorf 2 Triforce. So not an item you're upset to find early on. If this shovel's worthwhile. Oh, 3 pendants already.
Huh. That is suspicious, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you definitely don't want to walk all the way over there again just for that, but something to keep in your back pocket. It is nice to pick up that green pendant before going to Eastern area, though, because that lets us check Saha, get that all knocked out in one shot.
Yeah, I was about to say, I would be real tempted to actually just do that quick run to Saha right now, but Mike is headed up toward the castle. That'll go pretty quickly with a sword, but ooh, looks like Masha might be headed back for that head pull.
I think that's the only thing you'd be doing here. I do think it's faster to save and quit the Sanctuary rather than do this, but, you know, could pay off.
Yeah, and sort of the best possible situation is that this is, I would say, something that's going to be helpful later on, like maybe a mirror or a hook shot, something like that. That you know, your opponent might be able to skip for a while if we get Dark World access somewhere.
Right, yeah. Bow would be pretty nice, actually, because if, you know, Mike decides to go to Eastern Palace without the bow, Masha could go ahead and finish that in one shot. But let's see. Boy, not too often you see 6-minute head pull. And it's a bottle. All right.
Gosh, the fetch quests are going to continue today.
So Mike could get a book there in the first chest of escape. Gives us some desert access. Not something you're really in a rush to do, but maybe if we can get a glove and a fire source. Now, chances are that seeing that bottle there doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence, because chances that that's the only bottle that's available to unlock your hard progression on Sick Kid is pretty unlikely.
Yeah, unless it's blocking Dark World access somehow. I mean, we're going to get another bottle at some point.
Okay. Well, we'll see where the other bottles end up, but that is a glove.
So I'm still not sure that was the most efficient way to do that necessarily, but it might turn out to be the best way. You know, if there wasn't really going to be a better time to get back without just walking all the way back to CAC an extra time.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're not going to touch that until you either go to the CAC portal or, like, you have Mirror doing Skull Woods. Oh, there's a glove. Okay, so Glove Lock gloved and Move Pearl. That's just Dark World access immediately.
Holy moly. Okay, that feels fantastic now for Masha.
Huh. Now, I don't think I would go straight to Dark World here. I understand the inclination of, like, oh, I just got all this stuff, I want to check it, but leaving all the items in South Shore and the rest of the Light World checks is a little sketchy to me, I think.
Well, by the way, Flute over there for Structural Mike, that is huge for multiple reasons, but mostly because it's a reason to walk back to Kakariko.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, though, that leaving this much in the light world kind of feels bad. Now, once again, though, like, if you find the mirror right here, and all of a sudden you can go, like, Hype Cave, then straight into the South Shore checks, you know,
Sure.
that's gonna feel great.
Okay, nice fetch quest mushroom there, and Super Bunny. Or not Super Bunny, Mini Moleworm. So Mike's gonna go ahead and activate this flute. I think he'll check pedestal here, but I don't actually know for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say there's kind of an established meta for the, you know, just free-floating pendants and crystals out in the world, just because we haven't seen a lot of this in, you know, tournament-type league play here.
He may opt to just go turn in that mushroom, check eastern area, potentially. Density. I know Mike's a big fan of density.
The other thing about J Mash's decision here is, you know, this you're faced with this. Do I finish Thieves Town right now without the hammer? You know, some
Yes.
of the low percent decisions that you have. Like, if you got a fire rod right now, would you want to go into Skull Woods on this
Yes.
level of health?
All right, so Mike is going to go ahead and check this. Is actually going to end up saving some time here because it can flute back to Kakariko instead of walking. So, despite the early grab from J Masha, I think Mike's routing here is just going to work out a little bit better. Also in a bit of a precarious position here in the back of Thieves Town. "11-minute pedestal. Beer, you missed the 6-minute pedestal."
Definitely going to have to update the Master Sword category leaderboards.
It may actually be a minute or so before Mike opts to check back of escape. I'm not sure. He may not want to save and quit here immediately.
Yeah, with the flute, you've got some zooming around you can do, so...
Oh, nice hammer in Thieves.
Oh my gosh, that's a relatively rude placement, honestly.
Sure is.
It's convenient when you decide to just go for it, as J Masha has done here, so all of the plays J Masha is making are paying off.
So Mike's going to go ahead and do a Gina here, probably save and quit, and then do back of escape from here.
Gotta shout this out on J Masha's side. It's a little thing, but getting through the spike room on the way back on one cycle, if you just cancel the stair lag real quick, you can just walk straight through it even without boots. Love to see it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, play things safe here, make sure we get all the enemies out of the way, don't take any extra damage. Mike will get his Dark World access. I am very excited to find out if there was another bottle in the eastern area. Alright, red crystal. There's crystal 6 there in the Thieves Town big chest. Alright, J-Mosh is going to have to be a little careful here on this blind fight. Already picked up the heart in the hallway, so it's going to be on 2.5.
And we are going to see the Saha visit here over on Mike's side.
Oh, one hit. Oh, come on. No!
Oh!
Got a little off script there on the third phase, unfortunately. That's right. No, I think you're just supposed to leave this. And come back later.
Yeah, I would agree. Again, especially, well, we know we've got the flute. Jim Ash doesn't know that, so doesn't know how easy it's going to be to get back here, unfortunately. But might be able to get through with some sword beams.
Yeah, I mean, there is an item on blind, but you just unlocked so much getting that hammer and glove. I would probably just wait and come back here, maybe when we get Fire Rod and do Skull Woods or something.
Using the cane blocks, nice. Can just focus on dodging now. Gets one free hit in there.
So. Alright, well, it sounds like you got it.
Hey, we take those.
No clue what item we picked up, but... Oh, Mike got a bow.
Oh, was that in Saha? It must have been, right?
I have no idea. I was watching the blind fight.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that seems convenient for Mike.
Oh, he did the first bit of the mountain. Yep.
Oh, okay. Doesn't have that hammer, though, so can't knock out Pod here as well, but will at least get Eastern done. I can't believe Mike would do Old Man out of logic.
Just a shocking lack of logic from our runners.
Closet was completely dead. Alright, so it does seem like that pedestal bottle was required. But yeah, this is where things get tricky now, because you have so much available to you. Well, I guess we don't have... I guess the mountain's kind of dead right now. We don't have a hookshot or mirror to get to the other side, but... pretty much all of the Dark World overworlds. Odd. I mean... you could go into deserts. Could potentially get into Mire. Well, no, sorry, we could open Mire, can't get into Mire.
Could even cheat our way into Ice Palace at this point, but that seems a smidge premature.
I'm a big fan. Honestly, I don't hate that here. You have Samaria, you have everything you need to beat it, and you have Bomba. Like, it's not the fastest Cold Stare fight in the world. Oh, nice boots, by the way, in Eastern Big Key chest.
Good pull. Yeah, I tend to agree with you, though. Like, Icebreaker just completely changes the math on Ice Palace, because all of a sudden, like, every item is right in the path of your fastest way through the dungeon, so you're not even like gonna save a bunch of time if you manage to go mode it later on in the seed.
Alright, Mike working his way through the hardest dark room in the game.
Another crystalline hype cave.
And that's it. So those boots now could potentially give Mike Meyer access. He needs a couple of the items that J Masha has first, namely the sword, or namely Bombos. Oh, Mike went into Armos with only 19 arrows, and now look what happens.
But there's our first Triforce piece pickup over on Mike's side. And I gotta say, the other stuff that's happened is largely a case of, you know, just doing things in a different order, right? Like, J Mash is gonna do South Shore and get that flute soon, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But the boots are the first thing where Mike is definitely going to sort of be picking up some time by finding that early.
And that's, I mean, that's partially into the fact that J Masha has not done South Shore yet. So Mike had that flute, could get up the mountain, could do that check up there to get that bow.
And so a question in chat, what are the Triforce pieces? So this is a particular mode called Ganon Hunt, where the Triforce pieces are just sort of MacGuffins that you've got to find, and once you have found enough of them, then you can defeat Ganon. So it's not necessarily tied to how many crystals or how many dungeons you finish, depending on the mode. But in this case, all of the Triforce pieces are in dungeons. So more or less, you've got to complete 10 dungeons, but it can be any 10 dungeons you want.
I'd just like to shout out to Mike for, you know, every 2 minutes or so just randomly digging with a shovel trying to find resources.
Hey, you never know what you're going to find when you just start randomly.
Okay, so we're coming up here for this. This is an interesting choice, I think. That is just a shield, okay. Oh, are we gonna fairy hover revival?
Oh,
or revival
no.
hover?
Are you kidding me?
No, he's not. Coward. So this is, what that was for, honestly. Just a little insurance for later, I guess?
That would be my guess. I mean, especially if he's considering going into Meyer right now and has a hot fighter sword Vidi fight in front of him.
Yeah, but he didn't have any medallions at the time, so he knew he couldn't get into Meyer.
Oh, I thought the Meyer medallion was just always in Meyer shed.
Usually, but not this time. And yeah, here's another unfortunate J Masha into pod without the bow, but looks like we're gonna get some mimic flipping here. Meanwhile, some water walking on Mike's side.
So we're going unbuffered here with Masha. This is somewhat dangerous because, if you push that Mimic into the wall for too long, then the collision turns on, and he sort of bounces out and loses a lot of the progress that you've made. So
yeah, it can be a big time sink if you're not well versed in it. I mean, he's getting there, but there we go. We got it. All right, nicely done.
yeah, I'm gonna bet that was still faster than I could do it, buffering the heck out of it. But
oh, nice sword on Zora.
actually worth 500 gold for once.
All right, Mike. Come on, let's see it. Let's see it. All right, chat, get ready. He's attempting to do the thing.
Oh, that's an unfortunate death from Masha there, but we'll just come the other way back through.
Yeah, could have been a worse spot. All right, let's see if Mike can get this. We got 7 tries. All right, does not get that one. 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 I don't think this is going to happen. Oh. Unfortunate. But hey, you know what? At least we got an attempt. So for those who don't know what was going on there, if you die in midair while you're jumping into the pit, when you revive, you have... I think it's only 1 frame where you can begin a hover, and if you can get it and continue the hover, you can hover across the gap to the other side.
Meanwhile, Masha has not really gotten paid out particularly much for this trip into pod here. Has a few checks left to do, but...
Mike's going to go ahead and head into Thieves Town. This will get Mike his hammer. Still doesn't give us mountain access, but probably pushes Mike to pod, I would have to guess, once he gets that hammer. So that'll be beatable. Masha trying to get through this dark maze here. I barely remember how to get through the dark maze from this direction. I'm so used to bomb jumping.
Yeah, it seems a little bit hung up on the way to the...
Yeah, he's got to go left here. Yeah. Left a little bit. Left a little bit and down. Down, left. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So that's Tempered Sword in Thieves for Mike, and he is continuing. There was a chance that he was going to put this off, quote-unquote, until he finds the hammer. But I think has done enough other stuff that this is pretty appealing to just finish this off right now. So
yeah, Mike doesn't really have any other great options at this point anyway. Like, he could go into pod, that's not beatable. He could go into desert, that's not beatable. He could, there's...
Got some hot mirrorless smith chain to do, yeah.
Alright, well, Masha finally going to get this flute. Good hammer. I know we've picked up one red crystal from the Thieves' Town big chest. I don't think we've seen the second red crystal yet.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. Trying to figure out what our actual progression is, because while we can finish pod now with all the equipment our runners have, that is not going to be in logic to get that last item off of Helmosaur without the lamp.
Probably just in the front of Skullwoods. Nobody's been in there yet. Alright, so Jamasho's going to activate this flute. Hopefully this puts him up on the mountain to get that bow so we can get into Eastern so we can get those boots. Get a little LSD blind here from Mike.
All the memes on display today.
Mike also missing the script a little bit there in phase 3.
Yeah, going for a sort of fancy dash there into the second hit, but not a problem to finish that off.
I wonder if Mike dips in his skull here. Because I could see him just going straight to pod. Okay, we are going to grab Smith's Chain. Well, we are not going to grab Smith's Chain.
Oh, it looks like we're going to see Hammer Pegs first, which probably means we're not doing Smith Chain at all, but are just going to head south through to Hype Cave.
Alright, Masha activates the flute, decides to walk to Eastern anyway.
So here's the trip to the castle out of Masha, which, you know, as we were saying before, is stuff that Mike did before, so they're just kind of trading places. But again, the longer that Masha goes without these boots, you know, the more that time starts to pile up.
Yeah.
And interesting, we are going to get the Smith grab here. It's a little odd to me, but I guess it makes sense. Because with Flute, we can just get to pod more easily later, so he doesn't have to really like loop in pod right after Hype Cave. So he can flute back to the village to turn in the smith, and then just go straight to pod from there if he wants to. So yeah, question in chat about the mode once again. So yeah, this is boss hunt. Every boss has a Triforce piece. There's also a Triforce piece on Ice Armos and one on the Moldorm 2 chest. So there are 12 total Triforce pieces around, and once you grab 10 of them, then you can go defeat Ganon.
So Jmosh is going to take this book. I don't love this, considering you can't do... This might just be a single check, depending on the layout. That lamp has got to be somewhere, though. Where is this lamp?
Alright, well, we can at least continue to make progress in desert here.
Probably just in the front of Skullwoods.
Yeah, our runners are sort of stubbornly avoiding it, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh!
Okay.
Oh, well, forget what I said about not going to desert. Turns out you should go to desert. So that will almost certainly put Jmosh up on the mountain.
But I
But
agree
also
with
never gets boots, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's fine. We don't need boots. Boots are a distraction.
And there's both of our items out of desert, so...
So it looks like that may just have been our progression the whole time.
For like the third time, I'm gonna say, okay, but right after this, Mash
Oh,
is...
dual ban! Okay.
I was gonna say, right after this, Mash is gonna take that bow to Pod and Eastern, but this now involves a full mountain clear and probably a GT climb, to be frank.
Well, again, it's going to depend on where that big key is in GT, right? Because we still don't have access to the right side without a fire source.
That is true. And there might be one of these weird things where, with no mirror... Yeah, no, he should be able to get through pretty much everything on the mountain, so it's not like he'll want to leave stuff for later because of mirror making routing weird.
Yeah, it's a little awkward because you have to dash over, do Hera first, then come back over, and then do the Dark World stuff. GT is 0 crystals, yes.
Yeah, in the Ravis Menduo race yesterday, the first Triforce piece we got was the Ice Armos one, so...
Oh, there's the lamp at Ice Palace. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting.
That raises a very logical next question, which is,
I mean,
where
that just
the heck
means
are the flippers then?
that means they're just over here on East F Mountain, right? Like...
Oh. Well, I guess, yeah, this is fine to do Spike Cave right now. Maybe a little earlier than a lot of people would do it, but...
It's alright, then you just save and quit back to the mountain and go to East F Mountain. I think it's fine.
It's just my anti-Spike Cave bias showing. Oh my gosh.
Nice silvers. Alright, Mike taking down Coles here. Here, this will be Triforce piece number 3. So what does Mike do next? Probably pod.
Yeah, seems the most likely.
Oh yeah, Desert actually, yeah, he's got a fire source now, so Desert also works.
Oh yeah,
he's
and
gonna
having the
Desert.
boot is guaranteed to be able to full clear as well.
Yep. This makes sense, and this will be good because he will get his hook shot this way.
Wow. So there were the flippers on the floating island, which means we're going to have to find a mirror first.
Okay, that's fun. This is a fun little logic puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, it is so most likely that we're just going to track down the mirror in, like, Hookshot Cave or something in the very near future on the mountains, so...
Potentially Hera and Hera. Who knows? Right. So, Triforce piece number 2 for J Masha. Has that mirror knowledge. We're going to go ahead and... Oh, man. I mean... We can... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on up here on the mountain. Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny and potentially a small little TR dip depending on what the medallion is, and then obviously GT. Alright, let's see, here we go. Mike is contractually required to use his bow in this fight. Oh, that was a sword swipe, I don't know.
We'll have to talk to the judges on that one. And by the judges, I mean his teammates.
Alright, Force piece number 4 for Mike. We go pod now. Or he's just gonna go ahead and do mountain stuff.
Yeah, the hook shot isn't crazy.
Yeah, this is actually okay. Like, you probably don't want to do TR anyway as one of your dungeons. So you come up here, he can beat Hera. he can do both chests in GT, because I'm pretty sure Mike is comfortable doing lamp right side of GT. So that puts you at 7 right there, and then you hope you find, you know, your something else, you know, mirror flippers or whatever up here to knock out the rest of your dungeons. And pod is actually kind of slow. Like if you can go mode pod, that's ideal. Oh, there's the mirror. It's super funny. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that'll put Mike 1 item away from go mode once he gets that. He will need either Fire Rod or Quake.
And yeah, so that's correct thinking from Mike on trying to go mode pod, although I think it's not going to be very go mode because I seem to recall the big key was in the last possible chest.
That's fine.
You know, sometimes you make the right move and the seed just doesn't really cooperate.
Alright, JMash, I'm gonna head here into GT. Yeah, should do Hope Room first.
Mike didn't even try to use the bow on Moldorm. I don't know what that's about.
I expect him to use bow on Landmo 2 as well. Oh, 3 keys in DM room here?
Nice little spin speed coming out of Hera there. I mean, I know we were memeing on Mike's shoveling every once in a while, but, you know, if you've got 5 seconds waiting for the, you know, flute to happen or whatever,
Yeah.
and you can, you know, pick up 20 rupees or an extra bomb or whatever, and then you've got the resources, like, little things like that might, at some point, make a difference, so you might as well try them if they're free.
I hate that spin speed on Hera, by the way. I am so scared I'm gonna hop the ledge accidentally.
Oh yeah, it's the same with the one going from the back of desert exit to then the entrance in the back. Yeah, I never do that one.
I do not do those. I lost a race to doing that once out of Hera, and I will never do it again. There's that big key, so at least J Marshall will be able to climb.
All right, TR open on Mike's side. We'll see if we actually get a dip in at this point.
No chance. You want to get knocked downwards there, not upwards. No, no. Just drop the bomb. You don't need to move after you drop the bomb.
Yeah, there's a lot of leeway on this one as well, if you just kind of let yourself get knocked kind of anywhere to the right. But gets through there.
Alright, so Mike picks up that mirror, gonna get these flippers. Unfortunately, did the caves in the wrong order. Massive time loss.
Shout out to the silvers there in Ice Armos.
There's that Triforce piece. Alright, so GT basement kind of dead there, and not gonna climb?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that one. Oh, no fire! Right.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You would not want to climb without fire. I've definitely never done that.
Yeah, that's one of those traps that you can't even fall into most of the time, because in a lot of modes it's just impossible to be in GT without access to some fire, but
Right.
definitely possible here.
I actually think Mike is probably not going to do the right side. Given that the big key is on the left side here, I think he'll probably just go to Ice Armless and climb. Maybe he
Yeah.
does it afterwards.
But, like, since Fire Rod would be go mode for him, you know, I would tend to
Yeah,
think,
obviously Fire Rod can't be over there, so...
yeah.
But, I mean, Quake could also potentially be go mode for him, right? Like, because that gets us into Mire, and then he could clear that as his 10th.
Yeah, it just feels like if you're betting on that extremely specific thing to bail you out, then it might not be worth the time it's going to take. Not bail you out, but to be the payoff for that particular play. Yeah.
That's the frustration with this mode, at least in my I mean, I haven't played very much of this mode, and by very much at all, but, you know, from having played Cross Hunt in the main tourney, you know, being one of, like, 3 items from Go mode, and then trying to just find one of them anywhere, and continually coming up empty is the most frustrating thing in the world.
Yeah, as for Masha not being able to climb because of fire, we'll see how that works out. I mean, again, the GT climb is not one of your favorite Triforce pieces to grab in this mode, but... see how Masha does in Dark Turtles here, which I think is hardest dark room in the...
It's so hard that it crashes the restream.
Apparently.
Well, it's still going on Twitch, but it's not going on our end anymore, so... It's fine, we can still talk, right? People still hear us?
We'll just approximate where they are right now.
I mean, Masha, I'm watching it on the main Twitch page at the moment, but so our comms will be slightly delayed, but J Masha did make it into Helma.
I'm pulling that up now. I only had the chat up, so. But yeah, Dark Turtles is a pain in the butt when you don't even have Fire Rod to light a lamp at some point, but...
The lamp was in the Ice Palace big chest. Alright, so J Masha heading into Eastern now, like doing the climb as expected. The good news, J Masha might finally get boots. Alright, looks like we're back.
We can now commentate once again from the future.
Alright, Mike has 10 arrows. 9 arrows. That is not enough to kill Landmo.
I guess he should have dug more for some more arrows.
But he did Usedbow, so... I am looking forward to Randomizer week, and I really hope this team gets a seed with every boss being Landmo.
Oh no. Oh, Masha. Oh no.
What is happening?
He's skipping the big key chest.
No! That's fine. We don't need boots. Alright, Mike, remembering that he does not have Fire Rod. He did remember eventually. Alright, heart container, heart piece. One more chance for one of our go mode items, and then we just go hope that it's in swamp. I would think he does swamp first over pod. But maybe not.
Yeah, hard to say which one you want to try and bet on to attempt to go mode the other, but...
Alright, number 7 there. Okay, so he is going to go right side in hopes that he can spike a Quake over here.
Or this could just be tile room if not right side, because, you know, Fire Rod could also be here in tile room.
Doing just tile room sounds like insanity. Alright, well, insanity it is.
You know, if there's one thing I expect out of rando players. Now that we are an hour in, by the way, we should definitely shout out our tracker for today, Nojibado. Thank you so much for keeping us on track, no pun intended, with all of these items coming fast and furious.
So Masha will finally get a fire source here, which will let him clear up some of the dungeons that Mike has already done. At this point, though, he's going to need to find Fire Rod or Quake in a pretty out-of-the-way spot, I think.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of places in the world he's going to get to before Mike at this point. I mean, it's pretty much the pod that he's already cleared that didn't have any progression in it, so...
There's that lamp. Surely one of these two items must show up soon, Mike says. Oh man, there's still three. There's going to be 3 items left in here after he finishes the dungeon.
You're just sitting there thinking, oh, this swamp is going pretty well, and then you find the compass and the big key, and you're like, well, we're going to be in here a bit longer.
I don't know if you go back in, though. He's still got all of Pod untouched. You know what else has been untouched? The front of Skull Woods.
Let me tell you, there is no way, no surer way for me to just do terribly in a seed than a vanilla fire rod. It just wrecks me every time.
Yeah, let's see. What is this? $50. That is not what we're looking for.
Mike keeps his 2 Triforce piece lead there.
Yeah, I had a feeling he wasn't going to go back in here. Go do Pod. Hope you find it in Pod. We know he won't, but
yeah, it is probably the highest. Yeah, it's the highest percentage play right now. Like that's the most item density he's got left.
Now, when you don't find it in here, I think you finally suck it up and do front of Skull and then like North Dark World stuff because we still have Graveyard Ledge. Potentially catfish. Did somebody say I did? Did I say that? I didn't.
If I did, I didn't intend to, because he's very good at this game.
Oh, so I see. I see. I understand. I get it. J Masha about to use wrong bow over here.
Mike gonna maybe show us a different fancy hover.
Almost went a little too far there on the horizontal.
That one's a really precise hover to clip through the rail over there.
Uh-huh.
So that was a pretty quick Triforce piece number 7 for Masha, while we know Mike's going to be in pod for a little bit here.
Yeah, this is Masha's chance to potentially catch up. Masha goes to left side swamp and finds one of those 2 items. That could be a big deal.
There's also the outside chance of just turning back to the big chest out of Flooded Room. I don't necessarily recommend that, but it is a play that people make once in a while, so...
I hate it, but yes.
Yeah, when you already know left side is full of items, you know...
You just wait to go back in, I think, you know? Like, if you already know there's 3 items left in there, then...
Shout out to the extended auto stairs over there on Mike's side.
Listen, Mike wasted so much time trying to do silly boot stuff. Maybe it's going to cost him, you know, wasting all that time trying the fairy revival hover and pod right side hover. Boots were a mistake. Possibly.
I mean, that's the rule I live by. Just never get...
Not even trying to hover this. SMH. Okay, well... Did Masha skip the bombable chest in Swamp? That seems ill-advised.
I didn't notice, but, I mean, I guess that could be a play of you get to the back as quickly as possible, and you're committing in your head that if you're not in go mode, you're going to do the left side and get the bombable chest on the way back in.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, nope, we're just skipping Wonderful Chest. I wonder if Masha has potentially miscounted. Which would be unfortunate, because this was a real chance to swing this back around.
This is pure speculation, but, I mean, this is a relatively new mode for some people. I hope he's not thinking that there's somehow also a Triforce piece on Land Mode too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, we are temporarily tied up on the Triforce count. Not heading to the mountain. Interesting. This is curious. Okay, I think suddenly realized that they don't have Fire Rod. So now I'm gonna go climb GT hoping for that Fire Rod. That's unfortunate if that's the case.
It was just thinking that he had Skull Woods left to do.
Yeah. All right, Mike, where are we going? Oh, looks like Mike's just gonna suck it up, so I guess Clear Mouse was wrong.
Clear Mouse is never wrong, how dare you.
Yeah, well, no, this is not Skull Woods. What is this? Are we doing Graveyard Ledge first?
Quick purple chest? Not Graveyard Ledge.
Ain't nothing quick about Purple Chest. Checking this. We already have Cape. Who cares about this?
I mean, it would be like this seed to, like, show us a Quake or something.
Oh, it's gonna check Lumberjack. I guess he'd take this across the Catfish Mirror and then flip back and then do Skullwoods.
Yeah, I mean, that's an option. I would still check a couple of chests in the front of Skull Woods first. Although, for the record, Fire Rod in the first chest of Turtle Rock would be an incredible plot twist.
It would be, but we're not going to see it. I think it would have been a reasonable check there. I mean, your chances are you're going to get locked out of TR pretty quickly anyway, so I wouldn't hate that check.
Yeah, I think I would definitely do it at this point in the seed, but...
Oh, we're still going to ignore Catfish, huh? Maybe Mike wants to beat Aggle 1. Take a little time to think about what to do next. Is it really faster to do Pyramid Ledge first, then go back up for Catfish? That can't be right.
Yeah, I don't think it can be, but... I admit I've never actually timed it, so...
Was this under the bridge? So weird that they deleted Skull Woods in this mode. Oh, there's Quake!
Oh my god.
Hey, that is go mode for Mike.
In case anyone in chat needed
Clear Mouse was wrong again.
In case anyone in chat needed confirmation about what a silly video game this is.
Imagine if you just water walked under the bridge early on. Wow. Alright, so we get to go, well, I guess we don't get to go mode Mire, but we get to go through Mire. We still need to find that big key. Man, I really want to know what's in the front of Skull Woods. But I don't think we're going to find out.
Might just have to head to the race time room and download the seed yourself.
I mean, it won't take that long. We know you can rush ped in about 5 minutes and then just immediately go into Skull Woods.
Oh, getting trolled by the flames there in the second room.
Little slow on the torch lights there. There we go. Alright, so if Mike skips cutscene here, and then Vicky is in cutscene, and after J Masha gets this piece, immediately goes to Skullwoods and finds Fire Rod, it's maybe close, but I think the sword difference probably makes it still in Mike's favor.
Yeah, so I think you just have to tack on and then get a tempered sword.
Listen, I'm trying here. Can you beat Gan without silver arrows? Yes, you certainly can.
It's extremely hard to do unless you know the trick to it, which is there's one frame where he's vulnerable to damage, and so spins make it much, much easier to hit that. If you're very good at the game, you can just hit it by swinging on the exact right frame, but...
Let me tell you about swordless silverless Gan.
Yeah, I've done one swordless seed ever. It was involuntary as a result of mystery.
Yeah, J Masha having a little trouble with Moldorm here. Looks like the big key was in cutscene chest though, so Mike's spending the maximum amount of time in Mire. Alright, let's see what J Masha does here. Again, if we go straight to Skull Woods, this is pretty close. No, don't mirror there. You can't mirror there.
I will never understand why the staircases to GT and Hera don't line up with each other horizontally.
Mike, you are a crazy person.
Yep, I've seen this trick before.
Yeah, this does not appear to be Skull Woods. This is going to be under the bridge, so... J Masha will... Oh, no, he's in Zora area. Okay, well, he'll get a sword. But, yeah, that should wrap things up for Mike here. Although, does Mike know how to do Silverless Ganon, question mark?
Yeah, I'm on the edge of my feet about that one. Imagine a guy who does the cutscene in Mire that way, but hasn't learned Silverlink yet.
That's exactly the kind of guy who would do that. Learning all the fancy tricks that don't actually mean anything. I mean, you know, our main tournament winner doesn't even know how to hover. Can you believe this? Alright, Masha, please go to Skull Woods. I just want to see what's in there. No! I don't even know what this is.
I think he's probably going back for all this stuff that he skipped in Swamp.
Oh. Why are we allergic to Skull Woods?
Everybody knows you have a fire rod to go to Skull Woods.
Duncan will hear about this. Alright. Crystal, not crystal, triangle. It's like half a crystal. Triforce piece number 10 for Mike.
And the Silverless Cannon will be a little bit more annoying with just the lamp to light the torch, but
it's fine.
nice clean 1-on-1 there to start off this fight.
You find silvers in a cave or whatever. Does he say something specific by cave?
I think it might just be on Death Mountain.
Beyond spikes, okay. So, well,
okay.
That narrows it down.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit more of a pain to set up triples here with lamp. Can be done depending on the positioning. At least it's not Master Sword.
Also, Mike's very unafraid of running out of magic in this fight, so...
Yeah. Alright, get your GGs in chat for Structural Michael. That's gonna bring Usedbow up to 9 points with a win here. And we are now joined by our winner, Structural Mike. Hello, and GG's.
Good evening, good morning, GG's. Nice
Mike,
bow.
do you want to know what was in Skull Woods?
Fire rod?
I don't know. I'm asking if you want to know, because we don't know either. Neither of you did it.
Nah, there's no woods in this seed. So, I take it, in my shed, did not find the fire rod either.
Nope. They also decided to skip the Eastern Big Key chest.
You know, respect. Respect. In this mode though, no, I'm doing it. I'm happy I did. But man,
I will say, they did get their Dark World access way faster than you.
Oh, I bet. I'm not so worried about Dark World in this mode.
I've heard that.
Do my Light World.
Mm-hmm. That's where all the
Dark
good stuff is.
And there's nothing in the dungeons. What do we define in the dungeons?
Definitely not boots.
Boots was not logically required for anything.
It's true. It wasn't.
So, what did we find in a dungeon?
The hammer town was about
Hammer
it.
and Thieves Town.
Yeah, we found hammer.
I mean,
and
technically,
Thieves
your Mitz and Moon Pearl were in a dungeon, right? Hyrule Castle counts as a dungeon.
Town.
No.
No.
No. Well, Lamp in Ice Palace.
True. Lamp was very helpful. It helped me deduce that.
Hookshot in Desert.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, nothing in dungeons.
Yeah, Lamp have helped me deduce that I needed mirror for flippers for Lamp.
Mm-hmm.
And then
This was a fun logical seed, I think. I thought there was some very funny item placements in this one.
I'm sad I just didn't get the Fairy Revive hover. It would have yielded the mirror very, very early and made me happy.
We were all very excited when you got that, when you picked up that fairy after doing Spec Cave, and then you didn't immediately go for the revival hover, and then everyone got disappointed.
Well, I tried to be serious. This is a serious tournament for serious people. So, I still think it was worth doing, trying once. I don't know why I didn't get it. It
was wonderful content.
Me hovering in the evening doesn't really work. I don't know why. I need to practice more. So.
We were very, your teammates were very happy at all the bow usage during landmo fights.
Also a thing I need to practice, I think.
Well, you had a 4 cycle on landmo. That's not the worst.
Tragic.
Alright, looks like J Masha opting to forfeit.
The 1 hour 28 Agina check.
Listen, that's when Agina deserves to be checked, as far as I'm concerned.
True.
So I'm probably going to download this seed and check what's in Skull Woods, because I really want to know if Fire Up's just in there.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, there's not that many places it could be at this point.
Yeah, and I believe we are 100% locations on this seed, right? So.
We are joined by J Masha as well. GG's.
GG's, man.
Yeah, it's not cross keys. You can't go to Skull Woods without
Oops. Oh no.
Or the Quake. I didn't find either one.
Quake was on Hobo, which was my go mode.
Yeah.
It was a tragedy. Nobody knows where the fire rod is.
It could be anywhere.
It could be the remaining item in Meyer, which is... I assumed fire was going to be in Meyer. I just didn't get all items in there.
Did you not? I thought you had to... Oh, you didn't do the big chest.
The big chest, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yep, big chest, yeah.
But yeah, GG's match. We were just saying that you certainly got Dark World access about as fast as humanly possible in this seed.
I couldn't have stumbled on it any better. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. These guys are gonna think I was sniping, like looked at the seed ahead of time. It felt so good.
I mean, it's not often you get all 3 pendants in a mode like this in 5 minutes, so it was definitely suspect.
Yeah,
So
it was pretty funny. It was like, I was like, well, I'm also on Restream, so let's go pull pen for the viewers.
Of course.
And like watch it be, the single arrow, right?
No, even better. It was a bottle, so you have to continue.
Yeah, exactly. Bottle into glove into moon pearl and mitts.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
I figured there was gonna be something of importance on pad, and I was like, hopefully I get flutes before I go back, and I did.
Nice, yeah. I think that it did put me off the flute for quite some time.
Yeah, that saved Mike a decent amount of time, and then the other thing being the item in the Eastern Palace Big Key chest, which happened to be the boots.
Oh, nice. I was like, I don't have the lamp. I'm looking for a fire source. Thinking, all I needed
at that point, that's fair. Mike was in there pretty early, because he likes to avoid dungeons in this mode, except for when he doesn't. So yeah, he.
Nice.
Hey, only Dark World dungeons suck in this mode.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's
the pod dip felt bad when there was nothing in pod.
I delayed pod, and like, I'm not going to pod. I don't have a lamp. And then I found a lamp. Like, I'm not going to pod. I don't have a mirror. And then I found a mirror. Like, I'm not going to pod. I'm almost in go mode. And then I went to pod on 8 pieces and found nothing in there.
Yeah.
But I did it quickly with the mirror and boots.
We were talking for a while about how you were, sort of hoping to go mode pod, except that big key placement was going to be a barrier to that regardless.
Yeah, that was like the only saving thing about dipping pod early was that I was like, well, at least the big key is buried. You have to pretty much do the whole thing anyway.
Yeah. I'm sorry you didn't get the boots, but I respect the skip. I would do that 9 times out of 10. He's not in this.
Yeah, only because I'm looking for, like I said, I just completely forgot that I needed fire rod, not lamp, and so I was like, well, I just need a fire source. Yeah, I think I was being a little smarter, which I'll never claim to be. That maybe I would have went there, and maybe not though. Still,
I don't know. It's unlucky. The boots were not logically required for anything in the seed anyway.
Yeah, it almost wasted Mike a bunch of time trying to do some silly hovers that didn't work out.
Imagine hovering. Yeah. Did you get silvers?
So yeah, silvers were in Spike Cave.
Yeah, good for you. I wish I had them.
Did you Master Sword Silverless again?
No, I had Tempered.
Tempered from Zora, maybe.
Yeah, I had my Master Sword before Dark World Access because I'm Light World boy in this mode.
Nice. That probably should have been.
If you had silvers, you might have accidentally used wrong bow, so it's probably better that you didn't get them.
Yeah. That would have made our 4th team member sad. Clear mouse.
All right. Well, GG's again to both of you. I know Game 2 is scheduled for later this week. Jem was in chat talking about how he needs to learn this mode.
Yeah, Jem has played this mode 0 times, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. Best of luck.
So good luck to both of your teams in that race as well, and good luck throughout the remainder of League.
Awesome, thank you. GG's again, Mike.
GG's. Thanks for racing.
Yeah, thanks.
And that, I think, will do it for us here for now. However, there is a whole smattering of matches on the schedule for today. We have one at 3 p.m. These are all Eastern time. We got one between Dr. Marty and Schulzer at 3 o'clock tonight. Or tonight, this afternoon. It might be night wherever you are. On SpeedGaming, 8 o'clock Eastern tonight. TJ Maelstrom versus Homemade Beer on SpeedGaming 2. 9 o'clock, Scary Olive versus Rivian on SpeedGaming 3. All those coming at you later. And I think there's an open league schedule as well. Yes, at 8 o'clock on the ALTTPR League channel between Cademan and Verts. Wait, nope, that's tomorrow. Just kidding. There are no open league matches today. Scratch that. So, yes, those 3 Invitational League ones. Make sure you follow our runners. You can follow the comms or trackers too, if you're into that kind of thing. And if you are interested in helping, we're always looking for volunteers to do comms or tracking or whatever. Head on over to the ALTTPR League Discord. You can pick up some roles there and get involved if that's the kind of thing you like to do. Anything else?
I'll just throw one more thank you out to Nochibado for tracking for us today, and thank you to everybody for watching and joining us for this great race.
All right, we'll see you later on for some more races. Thanks for watching.